Mountain, the very best of Mountain. Before Meatloaf, the only role model us fat rock fans and would-be players had was Leslie West, who was almost as famous for his body shape as he was for his innovative guitar playing. Cream had whetted the rock audience's appetite for blues rock with heavy riffs. The problem with that was that there were not that many riffs apart from Sunshine of Your Love and a few others, and that they fell apart after only 2 years. Mountain filled the void left by Cream. Felix Pappalardi, the Mountain bass player, had produced the Cream albums Disraeli Gears and Wheels of Fire. No one was calling it heavy metal back then, but that is what they were doing. Heavy riffs and minor pentatonic solos. They had a big stateside hit with the song Mississippi Queen, a very heavy song. By today's standards, Leslie West's playing was not that remarkable, but by any standard he had a great tone. Many of his solos seem now to just be a collection of clichés, but they were the clichés that he helped to invent. Leslie West sang with a rough bluesy voice in comparison to Pappalardi, who had a much softer, more melodic style. There are 2 Mountain songs that really stand out for me, and neither are heavy blues. One is the Jack Bruce song themed to an imaginary western, a film-like evocative tune and a lyric about covered wagons, with a tasteful, restrained solo that adds to the emotional impact. The other is Nantucket's Sleigh Ride. This is the only track on this album to prominently feature Steve Knight, their keyboard player. Nantucket's Sleigh Ride is in part a song similar in style to Imaginary Western, and part heavy rock instrumental, with a solid guitar riff and swirling organ. To people of my generation, it will always be remembered as the theme to Weekend World, a serious political show hosted by Brian Walden on Sunday lunchtime on London Weekend Television. Nantucket Sleigh Ride also has a Thin Lizzy-esque heavy Celtic jig. This makes it a musical suite of sorts. The whole thing is about 12 minutes long, and along with theme to an imaginary western, it is what made me feel it worth buying the whole CD, which has a total of 20 songs. A Nantucket Sleigh Ride is a slang phrase for when a harpooned whale pulls the whaling boat. The song is dedicated to Owen Colper, who was shot and eaten by his shipmates when they ran out of food. It makes Mountain not only pioneers of heavy metal but also progressive rock. And without the constraints of genre to restrict them, there is even some good old Rolling Stones style rockin' and rollin'. I particularly like a song called Sisters of Justice that starts out with a riff that sounds so much like Sunshine of Your Love, but has quite a poppy hard rock chorus. There is also Yazga's Farm, another song in the vein of Theme to an Imaginary Western, presumably written about playing the Woodstock Festival. There is one song where they come close to the Wishbone Ash Argus and Fairport Convention Heavy Days of Your English Jig thing. While the early bluesy stuff may sound a bit plodding and underproduced, the latter tracks are much more lively. 70s hard rock as good as you will find it anywhere. Leslie West died in December 2020. Mountain, the very best of.